Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bruce, or the River Suck Out, and I thought I would just start recording this tournament that I was playing. It's the same free roll that I played in yesterday, but we're getting down pretty close to the final, and there's only 8 places to get paid, and we're down to 37 players out of 250, and I'm not doing horrible. I have I think I have like 11,000 in chips, and here's the lobby. I have it pulled up. I think I'm in like 8th place. That's not correct. I have 11,000, but I'm in 8th place with 38 players or so remaining. And I figured I would just record this video just because it is, we're getting down to a little more solid poker, and show you guys, if I win a seat. This is the second time that I've played this tournament, so we'll see what happens, guys. I'm gonna show you guys the hands that I do play, and the blinds right now are at 3 and 600. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so here I pick up 10 king. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit, try and go after the blinds. Make it 1500. That's not what I wanted to see. He just went all in for 4900. It would cost me 3400. There's 7,000 in the pot, or there'll be 7,000 to win. It would be a big decision. It would be a big part of my stack, but I'm just going to lay it down. I was after the blinds. I don't have that strong of a hand. There's a good chance he has me dominated with a hand like ace-king or king-queen, or I'm just not going to gamble in that spot. I made my play, and it didn't work. I also thought I would mention, while this guy just shoved all in, that, I've been trying to steal those blinds quite a bit lately, and I think these players are picking up on it. They have been playing back. I was up to 16,000 at one point, and he gets a call. That's a big pot, 30,000. So I've been playing, raising the blinds quite a bit, and I think they're catching on to it. And I'm going to have to start raising with more premium hands rather than trying to steal the blinds because of that fact, and also because I'm back down to below average. So I got to keep my patience. The average chip stack is 11,000. I was up to, like I said, 16,000 when the average was about 8,000. So I was doing well for a while, and I got a little aggressive. They started playing back, so I'm just going to start raising with more solid cards. And we got another all-in. We're just getting left and right all-ins. Can't say they're not bad hands, though. So another quick look at the lobby. I just wanted to explain again. If you didn't watch my video yesterday, this is the same tournament that I played in. I didn't cash yesterday, but what we're playing for is first place is a seat or a ticket into the Sunday 1K guaranteed tournament. And I just pulled that tournament up today. I watched it today. There was over, I think, $2,000 in the prize pool, not $1,000. And first place was a little over $490. So if you win this tournament, then you can play in that tournament. This is free to get in, and you have the chance of winning about $500. So we'll see what goes or what happens here. Oh, I didn't even explain the other the other tournaments that you can win a seat to. But the second one is the Friday Bounty 250 guaranteed. Now, I'm not sure what the entry fee in that tournament is. Probably something like $3 or $4. And then you have this tournament here, which 4 through 8 gets you a seat into the $1. Just $1. It's a buy-in of $1, but there's $250 guaranteed in the prize pool. So you basically have a chance to win a $1 seat, a $3 or $4 seat, which I'm not sure of the actual buy-in on that tournament. And that first place tournament is a $10 seat. So that's what we're trying for. And of course, if I win a seat into those, I will record those tournaments for you as well. Alright, so the blinds are getting up there. They're 3 and 600. In about a minute, they'll be 4 and 800. And I'm here in the big blind with ace-king. Some pretty big stacks to the right of the button. They're likely to come after the blinds. He doesn't come after it, he just limps in. I'm going to raise it. I don't want the small blind to see it for that price. So I make it 2,100. I would actually prefer that they both fold, and they do. I would prefer that they both fold because the guy on the button had position on me and has a lot of chips. So I'm happy that they both just folded. I think we're down to 27 players. Like I said, 8 places get paid. I'm in the small blind, and there's a raise, and I'm just going to lay this one down. So we just lost a couple more players. We're down to 25. I wanted to point this hand out that I am in prime position to steal the blinds. If they all folded, then it would be my choice whether I could steal the blinds. But what I was going to say is that I wasn't going to anyway, because this guy only has a certain amount of chips. 3,000 chips is not a whole lot with the blinds, so they're likely just to go all in with a random hand. In my hand, of course, I would have flopped 2 pair when I say this, but it just wasn't worth going after this player's blinds. Alright, so here I am in the cutoff position, or with pocket nines. I'm going to raise it up. The big blind has about 3,000. I'm going to make it enough to force him to go all in, which would be 2,500. That should do it. He won't have but a few chips left if he doesn't. You can't just call that he's going to shove. But we also have this player behind us who just limped in. So now it's down to just us two, and I have position, and they fold. I have the auto muck button on, or I probably would have showed my hand back to that player just because they did show. But they're just showing me a little bit of respect. I would have showed it back, but I had my auto muck on, so they didn't see it. Alright, so here I've just limped in with my deuces. I'm first to act. Also, the big blind is sitting out, so it makes it a little easier to play these from this position. But I would probably play it anyway. So far they've all folded to the small blind, which means I have the best position. The big blind is still sitting out, so the first player to bet is going to eliminate their cards. And there's a bet, which does eliminate the cards. But he could be just stabbing at the pot. He did take some time to call, or to make that bet. Now the ace is likely to have hit me, because I am in the first position. So limping in from this position could easily represent an ace. But I also want to find out if he wants to stay in. He might have a 10. But he does fold. And like I said, the ace probably scared him. Alright, so sorry guys that I just missed the blinds here. I was actually talking to somebody else, and I was sitting out. But here I just came back into the small blind, and I called this hand to get in here, and I flop an open in a straight draw, and he shoves all in for 5,000. So this point, it's just really, is the risk worth the reward? I stand to lose 5,000, but I have a decent stack. It's at least a good enough stack, and I don't want to risk a third of my stack. So the risk did not outweigh the reward, and that I'm just not going to gamble. I only had 800 invested, so I wasn't really committed, and I just folded it. But yeah, I just wanted to apologize again because I did just miss a few hands. I was actually talking to somebody else, this table here, this Sharon's Way. I was having a little conversation with them in the chat box, and I missed a few hands. Alright guys, so I just got switched tables, so that's going to stop me from having a conversation with that player that I just was. But we just have to be aware of the new players at the table and our new positioning and chip stack, and the counts that they have. So this guy up here has a big stack, so I really shouldn't go after his blinds with my stack that's not, I can't really try and go after his blinds unless I have a good enough hand that I want him to be involved. So we got knocked down to 2 tables. We are now down to like 15 players, so we're very close to making the money. Oh, here's the lobby. We're actually down to 17 players, so 17 of 250 remain. We're on 2 tables. And also, again, here's the lobby. I am very below average. 22,000 is the average. I'm sitting here with almost 14,000, but not enough, or not to be worried, but it's not enough to really go after the blinds and be aggressive. I need to, pick my spots wisely. Okay, so we're in the big blind, and they have gone up to 6 and 1,200 a few hands ago. And we have an early position limper, which is actually good for me because it's gonna, it's gonna not want, or these people aren't gonna want to try and steal the blinds if there's a limper in there for me. So I get to see it for free, or for the money that I was forced to pay. And now I have a chance to win it with a pair of 7s. This player limped in and did not bet. Usually they would limp in with 2 good cards. They have a pretty good stack, so they could have easily afforded to raise. So I'm putting them on a hand such as Queen Jack or King 10, something in that range. So in that case, my 7 is good. This player is a random, though. They're a blind just like me, so they could have a 9 or an ace as well. But they would have bet somewhere along the line with an ace, you would think. So basically, I'm thinking that I might have the best hand here. He's taking forever. Basically, just made me commentate for a minute longer. And there's a bet of 2,400, basically saying that I have the best hand. And I got denied. He's going to raise it instantly. Yeah, and I just can't compete with him. So that's why I say you can't be aggressive with a big stack. But I did it anyway, and he's got too many chips. I shouldn't have done it. So we're in the small blind this time, and I have a little better hand, and it's been raised to 2,400, which is just a min raise, and I'm short stacked, so those blinds hurt me more. But in my opinion, you shouldn't let that scare you. The size of the blinds, you know. And now we get a little more money in the pot, so it makes it a little more valuable for me to play. Now another option I have here is to do a squeeze play, which would be to just shove all in. And this player would maybe more likely to fold because there's another player behind. But considering this player's stack, they're not very likely to fold. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to play this hand. I'm just going to call. And again, these players are just taking forever, just waiting for the whole minute. Okay, so it's finally on me, and it's going to cost me 1,800, and I'm going to call. And if the flop hits me, my bet has to be all in. It's either all in or check and then plan on folding. So the flop hits me a flush draw. Now here's the problem with this. There's an ace out there. So obviously they're going to call if they have a strong ace. But I'm going to take the aggressive stance and bet it and hope that they don't have an ace. If they don't have an ace, they probably can't call that. But if they do call with their ace, then I do have a few outs. So I think this is the proper play. Put the pressure on them rather than let them put it on me, in which case I would have called either way. So I do get a raise. He does have the ace, and I need a spade. And I get it. So, and guys, I think I'm going to wrap this video up because we're getting pretty close to the 15-minute marker. And I just doubled up, so I'm sure I'm going to be here a little bit longer. So if you guys want to continue watching, take a look at segment number 2. If not, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.